here we have our final design. Okay, so starting off in the back, we have 4 LED lights. We have our 4 photoresistors. These are our light sensors that will be used to detect the light intensity. Let's get a better view here. Okay. Then we have our Arduino board, and we have our 2 batteries here, and our battery holder, and we also have 2 DC motors this side and that side, and our driver motors directly underneath here. So, like I said, the function, starting off, we want to be able to read the light intensity that is coming from our photoresistors. So if I run my code here, alright, and I open up my serial monitor, being printed on the top here is our duty value, and what's being printed below here is our pin total. So the intensity right now is a little bit higher than our threshold. That's because I have it here on top of my desk rather than on the ground. So if I take a higher light intensity here and apply it at some distance here from our photoresistors there, you can see how there was a spike there in our pin total. So after that, we then will be using the push buttons that you see there. We'll be using the push buttons to increase and decrease the speed or our duty. So if I use this one here to the right, I will be increasing, and if I use this one here to the left, I will be decreasing the speed. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate that in increments of 10. So you can see as it went from 255 to 245, and then if I continue to pressing it here, it's now at 235, and then if I continue to press it, drops down to 225, and now I will be using this one here to the left to increase. So as I press this, it's jumped back to 235, 245, and finally we're back at 255. Okay, so now in the next video I will be demonstrating its how it works. Alrighty. Alright, so now I have my robotic tank set up using the USB connection here. Move this a little bit out the way. So now what we'll demonstrate is we'll introduce a low light intensity. That source will come from the light bulbs here, coming from my ceiling fan. At some distance you can see there. So the photoresistors will pick up on that light. You will see that the robot will then begin to move backwards for some distance, and the LEDs will remain on. And then when I introduce my higher intensity light source coming from my phone here, I will place it some distance close, and as you will see, the LEDs will turn off, and the robot will then begin to move forward. So I'll go ahead and upload and first compile my sketch. Alright, so as you saw in the previous video, our robot worked as we planned it to. For the most part, the only issue I would say that we weren't able to overcome and figure out was how to get it to continuously run. So if we did introduce the low light intensity, it will start to move backwards, and then once we bring in the higher intensity light, it will begin to move forward. And then once we remove the high intensity light, it would just become an iterative process of forward, backwards, backwards, forward, and what have you. But overall, we were able to accomplish what we wanted for the most part.